Welcome to the Hollis Chapman Show, where we celebrate the power of words and the beauty of storytelling. Join us every week. We have conversations with authors and small business owners. We have exciting lineup of guests who will take us on a literary journey like no other. Join us as we delve into the world of authors and small business owners from diverse backgrounds and cultures, each bringing their own unique perspective and voice to the table. From thrilling memoirs to captivating fiction and business startups, our guests will share their stories, their struggles, and their triumphs, offering us a glimpse into the rich tapestry of human experience. Immerse yourself in the magic of words and discovery as we explore the global literary landscape together. So grab a cup of tea, cozy up by the fire, and join us on this adventure of a lifetime. The Hollis Chapman Show is your ticket to a world of imagination, inspiration, and enlightenment. Don't miss out on the opportunity to connect with some of the most talented and compelling voices in literature today. Tune in and let the journey begin.
Hello and welcome to the Hollis Chapman Show. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hey, we're so excited to have our special guest here. He's coming back with us. He's going to share his great knowledge on baby boomer. I'm a baby boomer. He's a baby boomer, and he talks about that. And he was so intrigued by that because what he saw out there was not enough stuff about baby boomers, okay? Our special guest was born in Chicago, was raised in Chicago, went to the University of Wisconsin at 16 on a tennis scholarship. How cool is that, right? So he did some wonderful things. He owned his own business. Now he's really pushing and promoting baby boomers. Baby boomer is one of the largest generations out there. You know, feel good about that. Got some famous baby boomers. Oprah, Bill Gates, all kinds. Plus, our special guest, very famous. Without further ado, let's welcome to our show our special guest, Mr. Rick Bava.
Hello, Hollis. So good to be with you again. I was talking to my wife, Lisa, prior to the interview. We determined that I think this is our fourth interview together. And what's really significant that your audience should know is that you were the very first interview I did when my acclaimed book In Search of the Baby Boomer Generation was released. And to this day, my wife Lisa thinks it was the best interview I ever did. So we're very excited to be back with you today.
Thank you very much. And make sure you give Lisa a little hug and thank you, because we love all the support we can get. So we appreciate that. Like I said, this is going on our second year with Podbean, and it has some challenges with some people because some people really heard about Podbean. But it's been really nice for us. It's been really nice for us. And so we're very pleased to be there. Again, 1,000 downloads. And 1,000 downloads is because of great people like yourself. You know, you got great material, got great content, and people want to download it. So that's great. All right. So
I know people are listening because with some of the pre-interview promotion, so many people contacted us, and you do such a great job of informing your audience.
Outstanding. Thank you so much. Okay, so to your book, what inspired you to write your book? Can you share how the project involved and what you learned along the way?
Yeah, three things I think to familiarize the audience. As you mentioned, I was a corporate executive and also owned my own business, and I was looking to see what I would do and what they refer to as the encore career, what you do after you spend 35, 40 years in the business world or other. And through the help of the University of Oregon, a good friend of mine ran the department over there, and he said, I asked him, what am I going to do? My uncle worked late into his life. My dad did, my grandfather, and he said, you're starting to speak out more and more. I've heard some of your speeches on the baby boomer generation. There seems to be a gap in the information about our generation, and as you say, there's 77 million strong of us. And he said, let's get my students involved, and we started to think about different paths. And what ended up happening was I traveled the country for 2 years interviewing hundreds of baby boomers that really produced first a successful blog about the baby boomer generation, and that fed right into the book. So it's interviews about the baby boomer generation, where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. And then, of course, that led to what I still do today and have been doing for the past 13 years is being part of the leadership team of the premier baby boomer magazine in the country, today's Senior Magazine.
Outstanding. Hey, we mentioned, I saw in your bio that this baby boomer is one of the biggest generations. Why do you think that? Why do we are so strong and so big and so forthcoming, I guess, as a generation?
Yeah, I get that question a lot. Very insightful of you, Hollis. It's simply put, it was a result of post-World War II. The greatest generation, as Tom Brokaw calls it, went out and saved the world. And then all those great people who were the fathers and in some cases grandfathers of our generation came back and felt a certain enthusiasm and optimism about the world, and quite frankly, they wanted to have families. They wanted to raise those families, and that's really where suburbia came from too, because a lot of them created the suburban life that we have. And you mentioned some names. Bill Gates came up, Oprah, and others. It just so happens that Bill Gates is born in 1955, and the heart of what we think of the baby boomer generation in a book by Gladwell suggested that that is where the heart of the baby boomer generation is, people born in that age group. And I happen to be born in that year as well.
Yeah, very good. As a baby boomer, like myself and yourself, what are some of the key challenges and opportunities that define our generation? I think because we got into the technology now and stuff like that, I would never have thought this years ago growing up that, hey, Hollis Chapman would be in a podcast interviewing somebody who's one state over from me or doing interviews from around the world. What are some of the things that define our generation? I think we're jumping on technology real well. There's some that's not. But so what are some of the opportunities that we're jumping on, and have these shaped our own life experiences and perspectives?
Yeah, that's good. Good topic to cover. We've really run the gamut, haven't we? There was a time in our life where we were worrying about where we were going to go to college. There was a time in our life where we wanted to get that first job and move up in the world of that we had so chosen career path. And then we reached the stage where we woke up one day and we're grandparents, right?
Yeah.
And it sent a shockwave really through our generation. I interviewed a fellow for the magazine not too long ago, who was a musician from our generation. And he said, hey, you know what? We still want to rock the world. We don't want to rock in a rocking chair.
Right.
So it is true. People are doing some great things like what you're doing. I think you are correct. Technology has played a key role. Of course, a lot of baby boomers grew up in the technology field. May have been first personal computers, then software, and so on and so forth. But today, people are still trying to continue to contribute, but not all. Some, still have, the retirement kind of methodology, being with their grandchildren, traveling, being on the bucket list of trips that they want to take. But things that we publish every month are the top issues that baby boomers are facing in that particular month. And unfortunately, one of the biggest ones that are being talked about is caring for elderly parents.
Yeah.
That is also, you get the personal things that come up to what baby boomers are facing. So it does run a sphere of